Hi, welcome to yoga. I'm Joanne. Thanks for practicing today with me. Let's get started in a seated posture. So using your blanket, if you need something to elevate your hips in order to lengthen your spine, and we'll lift the flesh from our sitting bones. And then you can rest the hands on the legs and maybe give yourself a little lift. So press into your legs and lift your spine up tall, and then drop your shoulders away from the ears. And then relax your hands and then draw your chin back just a little bit so your neck is nice and long. Collarbone's nice and open. You're feeling lifted through the side body up out of your hips. And then I want you to just gently close the eyes and allow the lips to be apart so your jaw can be relaxed. And bring your awareness within. We'll take a moment here to sort of take an inventory of how we're feeling throughout our body physically. Notice what your energy level is, what you might have going on today. And just allow whatever is there to be there and arrive on the mat. And I want you to begin to deepen your breath. This is also a nice time at the beginning of the practice. You could set an intention or a dedication for your practice. And if you're going to do that, just choose one thing and repeat it 3 times to yourself. Or you could say it out loud wherever you are, if you're home alone or with others, doesn't matter. As you begin to deepen the breath, I want you to think of expanding through the whole body as you inhale. Envision the breath going to all extremities throughout the whole body. And as you exhale, maintaining that spaciousness, but then softening around it. So see if you can find a gentle release with each out breath. Just a reminder that we want to use the 3-part breath in yoga. So we really want to embrace the abdomen and send the belly out on your in-breath. Expand through the sides of the ribs and the waist, all the way up to the chest, causing your collarbone to rise a little at the top of your inhale. And then reversing that wave on your exhale. And as you lengthen each inhale and each exhale, I want you to make sure that it's comfortable so you're not forcing or feeling strained anywhere as you breathe. Nice and relaxed. Let's take a few more breaths here together. And I just want to cue one more thing. So as we're breathing and sitting, Thinking about a little energetic lift at the base of the skull, corners of the eyes, mouth. Just a nice, you might not see it, but you feel a nice lightness throughout the body there. In the face and the head, just a nice lift. Good, let's take one more breath here together. Excellent. Let's just gently let the eyes flutter open. And then as we inhale, we're going to sweep the arms back behind us and lift up. Deep breath in. Good. And then exhale, lower. Pull the arms behind you a bit to open the chest. Don't arch your back, though. Don't pop your ribs. Good. We're going to inhale, reach back again, lift up. And exhale, lower, pull back, open the chest. Let the hands come to rest by the side. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to drop one ear to the shoulder, lift the other ear up. Make sure your posture stays nice and tall, engaging in your core just a little to support your posture. Taking a breath here. Good, breathing in. And as you exhale, you're going to look down over this bottom shoulder. So look over that shoulder. And then inhale, turn your gaze up toward the sky opposite corner. Good. Exhale, let's look down again over that bottom shoulder. Pausing here, and you're going to take your opposite shoulder and just shrug it up by the ear and around in a big circle down the back. Drop your chin forward, take your head upright, breathe in, and exhale, other ear to other shoulder. So lifting one ear, dropping the other, shoulders are relaxed. Maybe feel that top of your lips a little higher, so you're creating more space on this side of your neck. Dropping that shoulder, breathe in. Exhale as you look over your bottom shoulder, toward your bottom shoulder. Good, slowly inhale as you turn toward the sky, gently. Good, exhale, back down. Looking down. And then again, we're going to shrug the open shoulder up by the ear and then down back. Good. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, take the head upright. Bring the arms by the side. We're going to squeeze the shoulders up by the ears and pull them around in a big circle down the back. 2 more times. Breathing in, deep breath. Exhale down. And 1 more time. Little tension. Exhale, release that. Good. And then let's inhale, sweep one arm up. Get into our side body a little bit. So stretch up tall and then relax your shoulder down. Other hand will walk out as you fold to the side. And then just soften this top arm. I don't want you to relax it totally, but allow it to be nice and loose. Good. Breathing into your side here. You might look down. That's more comfortable for your neck. And then as you inhale, I want you to pull up through the side body, lift up, not using any momentum there. You use your core strength, lower the arm down. Inhale, take the other arm up. Lift up tall and then ground your shoulder, drop it down. Other hand walks out and we fold. Relax your arm, staying open through the chest. Gaze can be down or up, whatever you like for your head. Deep breath. Feel like those ribs stretch, those intercostal muscles. You're going to use that side body to lift back up and lower the arm. Good. Shrug your shoulders here. Reach back as you inhale, deep breath in. And then exhale, we're going to just twist. So 1 arm forward, 1 arm back. You might use your hand to find a little leverage. Think length before twist, twisting from your navel up. Spine and pelvis stay grounded. Look over your back shoulder. Take a deep breath here. Breathe in. As you release, exhale to center. Inhale, sweep it up again. Deep breath. Gather some energy. Exhale and twist the opposite direction. Again, you might use your hand and lift. Look back. Deep breath into the sides here. Deep breath in. And then slowly exhale back to center. Good. Let's come into all fours onto tabletop. So you might use your blanket under your knees if you need a little cushioning. We're going to do some more cat-cows to open up the spine. So coming onto all fours, you want to make sure your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. So it's nice to see if you can check yourself out on the screen. Push the mat away from you. Open the inside of the elbows forward. If you have any wrist issues, you're welcome to use your fists instead to take pressure off of your wrists. It's a nice way to do it. And then I want you to draw the navel toward the spine. So make sure you're looking down in front of you. We're not sagging our belly, but contain the core a little bit toward the spine and press the mat away from you. Activate your feet and your fingers, not just your hand. So then we're going to inhale, drop the belly, send the tail and crown far and away. And then exhale, round up. Drop your chin, bring it to your chest and round your spine. Separate your shoulders. Good. Inhale as you open. Think of length rather than looking up and wrenching. Think length. And then exhale, round. Really press up. So do that at your pace with your breath a few more times, opening up the spine. Good. Let's come back to a neutral spine. Then we're just going to do a few circles to try to get into our side body again. So you're going to lean forward slightly, press through your side body, push into your hips as you go back over your heel, and then inhale through the other side body, coming forward. So I want you to think about keeping the core a little engaged, the tailbone a little tucked as you move through these circles. So we want to avoid, again, arching the low back too much. So pressing back, big circle, just kind of moving through the whole spine, through lateral flexion now, getting into our hips a little bit, and reverse those circles. So go the other direction. Keep breathing nice and deep as you're moving. Finding a little more space with each movement, hopefully. Good, and then we'll pause in the middle. We're back at home base on all fours. So let's do a little thread the needle. So you're gonna inhale as you sweep, one arm reaches up toward the sky, you open your chest. And then as you exhale, you're gonna come all the way down, thread the needle, bring the arm through and bring the cheek to the floor. And then let's reach the other arm, or not the threaded arm, the other arm up. You're gonna point the elbow up to the sky. So you should be on your cheek on the side of your head. Try not to let the neck sag, but you want to really press into your hand here and open up the shoulder blade. Let's take a couple breaths here. So sinking into that shoulder, keeping the neck neutral. One more breath. Really bringing that breath all the way up to the upper lungs so you can feel that expand the shoulder. Good, and we'll slowly unwind back to all fours. And then we'll take the other side. Inhale, stretch up, open the chest. Exhale, thread the needle, come all the way down to the cheek. Reaching the opposite arm up in front of you, elbow lifts. Giving yourself a little more twist or turn. You can access that shoulder. Good. Another deep breath here. Good, and then slowly we'll unwind back to all fours. Good, so press the mat away from you. Let's tuck the toes under. We're just gonna lift the knees and the hips up and back for downward dog, but I want you to pedal your feet, so no rush to straighten the legs. Make sure the insides of your elbows are forward and you're micro bending your arms so you're not locking. When you're ready, toes tuck, hips lift up and back. Drop your chest between your arms, allow your head to relax, and pedal your feet a little bit, one at a time. Let's walk ourselves up, so nice and slow. Take yourself all the way to the top of the mat, coming into standing forward fold here. You might measure 2 fists between your feet, so the hands can touch. You want to bend your knees as much as you need. Draw the forehead towards your shin. Good, relax the arms in front of you and slowly tuck your tailbone. We're gonna roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Take your time as you roll yourself up to the top of the mat. When you get to the top, shrug your shoulders and open your chest. Standing in mountain pose, nice and even with your pelvis. Heavy suitcases in the hands, chin should be parallel to the floor. Imagine that energetic lift again at the base of the skull, corners of the eyes, and the mouth. Feel the weight even on your feet. Engage your core a little bit. Reach the arms back behind you as you inhale, lift up, deep breath in. We're going to catch one wrist in the hand and reach up and over, side stretch. Really activating through your feet. Inhale, lift, switch arms, reach up and over to the other side, open through the chest. Deep breath. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower the arms by the side. Shrug your shoulders as you open the chest to your mountain pose. Let's inhale, lift back. Deep breath in. We're going to exhale, soften the knees, swan dive into forward fold. Hold over your legs here. Just see where you are. So the legs might be pretty bent. That's fine. Tuck your forehead. As you inhale next, bring the hands on the thighs and lengthen your spine away from the floor. Nice and long. Elbows pull back. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Good. See where you are. We're going to roll it up slowly. Inhale, lift through the back as you roll yourself up to stand, mountain pose. Good. Reach back. Inhale, lift. 2 more of those. Reach up. Soften your shoulders. Extend your fingers. Exhale, swan dive. Forward fold. Forehead tucks, inhale, flat back, open your chest. And exhale, bow. One more inhale, lift. Slowly unfurl yourself back to stand, open the chest. We're gonna do that one more time. Reach back, inhale. Maybe you touch your hands, maybe not. Exhale, swan dive, soften the knees. As you lower down, see if you're opening a little more. Forehead tucks. Inhale, flat back, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Great. Plant your hands right where they are. We're going to take a giant step back with the right leg. Drop your knee and curl your toes. Make sure this leg, front leg knee is above your heel. And then find a little scissor action with the legs to lift yourself up. So you're lifting through the midline. See if you can neutralize the pelvis, stretch the arms up, soften your shoulders, extend through your fingertips. So you should be feeling a stretch here. If you're having any back tension, this is going to be great to stretch your hip flexors. I want you to scissor and think about maybe even tucking the tailbone just a little bit. You might feel that a little deeper here. Soften the shoulders. Let's breathe in. And then as you exhale, I just want you to twist. So front arm forward, right arm forward, left arm back. So stay centered in your twist. We're not leaning forward. We're just tall and lifted. Good. Good, let's inhale, stretch up tall. Exhale, hands come down to frame our front foot. We're gonna walk it back, half monkey, draw the toes up. Open your chest, so pull this back, front legs, sitting bone to the back of the mat. And then if that's too much, you can soften the front leg a little bit, soften the foot. Breathing into that hamstring. See if you can create space through the chest here as well, so you're not just collapsed forward, but you're nice and open. So you might use blocks if you need under your hands to get a little more space. Up to you. Breathe in. Exhale, walk it forward, plant your hands. Tuck your back toes under, and then step it up to forward bend. Hold here. If you notice the difference in the legs, roll yourself up to the top of the mat. Shrug your shoulders and open the chest. Back to your mountain pose. Let's inhale, lift. Deep breath in, maybe hands touch. We'll swan dive, soften the legs, fold. Hands to the mat, forehead tucks. Inhale into your flat back position. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Hands will plant. We'll take our left leg back. Drop your back knee and uncurl the toes. Again, make sure this is a nice right angle. Scissor the legs. You can vary the back leg. The back knee can move forward or back. Reach the arms up. Good. And then play around a little bit. Maybe tuck your tailbone a little more. See if you feel that. So as you breathe, I want you to feel that deep hip flexor muscle in your belly. Good, breathing in, nice and deep. Stay tall, left arm forward, right arm back. Nice, tall, centered twist. Maintain the core strength here, good. Breathe in, lift back to center. Exhale, float your hands down. We'll frame the foot, walking it back, half monkey. Open your chest, draw the foot up. Think of this leg pulling back as the heart reaches forward. Couple of breaths here. Again, you can relax that foot if it's too intense. Good. Slowly walk your hands forward as you plant the foot. We'll tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, roll back a little and step forward, back to forward bend, holding here. Where you are, roll yourself up, inhale. Good, shrug your shoulders and open your chest. Excellent. From here, I'm gonna move my little mat out of the way. So we're gonna take a giant step back with our right leg. And then I want you to find heel to arch or heel to heel alignment, or you could even do a little wider. We're gonna aim our hips to the long edge of our mat. So this foot is nice and directed to the front, and this is perpendicular to the front foot. Add the arms, soften the shoulders, reach as far apart as you can, gaze to your front hand. I want you to keep your torso nice and centered. When you're ready, you're gonna just bend that front leg to find a warrior two. So notice my torso stays centered. And I want you to think about keeping that pelvis neutral. We have a tendency to drop it forward. So tuck your tailbone a little bit, keep it neutral, gaze to the front hand. Warrior two. So you could take wider stance if you want to go lower. That's totally fine. To your body. Connect to your breath here. Good. We're going to turn our front hand up. We're going to inhale and lean forward a little bit. Reach. Keep the arms nice and long. Exhale, float back, lift up. Stretching through your front ribs now here. Lift up out of your back. Keep the legs nice and strong here. Working legs still. Deep breath in. Let's exhale back to our warrior two. Good. Let's take it to side angle pose next. So from here, deep breath in. Bring your forearm to your front thigh. Take your top arm over your ear. So I want you to think of a line of energy from fingers to outer edge of back foot. Legs are the same. And then don't lean here on your leg. Press into the thigh so your neck is nice and long. Deep breath. Good. Let's inhale, take the top arm, stay where you are on your torso. Take the top arm up in a big circle behind you. And then reach it down and inhale, bring it back up. And then use that torso to lift yourself up back to warrior two. Good, breathing in. You want to make sure this leg isn't collapsing in, so nice and firm. Breathe in. Let's lower the arms and straighten that leg. Good, we're going to turn this foot in and turn the other foot out. So same series, other side, check your alignment. Get comfortable with that first. And you might have to shift it after you find your position. That's totally fine. Reach out, soften the shoulders. Gazing to the other hand now, so we're facing the other direction. As you're ready, bend the knee and just sink into warrior two. Adjust if you need. Keep that pelvis nice and neutral. We're opening this knee out. So we're letting our hip joint open toward the knee. Good. Deep breath in and out. Nice strong legs. Turning the front palm up. Let's breathe in together. Nice deep breath in. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, keep the arms long as you float back. Stretching up. Try not to lean on that back leg, lifting through the pose. Breathe into your front ribs again. Should feel really good. And then breathe in, come back to your warrior two, nice and tall. Reach the arms out. Make sure this knee isn't collapsing in. Using our muscles of our leg for stability, breathe in. Side angle pose, forearm to the top thigh. And top arm over the ear. And then a nice line of energy from the hand to the outer edge of the foot. So try not to lift this hip. Keep it nice and low. Everything's in a nice line. And we're not leaning on our arm. We're pressing into it. So we're nice and strong. Nice and stable in our structure. Breathe. Good. Inhale, take the top arm up. Stay, keep the torso where it is. Top arm up in a big circle all the way around. All the way down, and then inhale up again with the arm. And then use your torso to inhale up, back to warrior two. Good, lower the arms, straighten the leg. Good, let's turn that foot in. So now we've got both feet facing forward, hips facing the long edge of the mat. We're gonna open our feet to the side. So a little bit of an angle, feet open out, so your hips can open out a little bit. Good, let's inhale, sweep the arms back behind you, lift up tall. Good, and then exhale, we're gonna fold, reach out, hinge at the hips, and lower slowly down to the floor, reaching the hands to the floor. You might use blocks here, but we're gonna do a little crab walk from here. So we're gonna bend one leg and walk our hands to the bent leg side. So if this bothers your knee in any way, then don't do it. Keeping both feet grounded here, I'm gonna inhale, come through center, and exhale, walk to the other leg as you bend that knee. So we're stretching the opposite inner thigh. So my hips are back, inhale through center, exhale, bend, and to the other side. Hips back. You might shift a little bit, inhale, center. And whatever you're doing, make sure this doesn't hurt your knees. So we're pretty much keeping our knees in line with our second toe to protect it and keeping our feet grounded. Let's come back through center. One more side to side. Good, come to center. We'll pause in the middle. Good, and let's turn our feet in so they're parallel. So now they're nice and straight ahead. You might use blocks here for your hands. I want you to keep the spine long. So if your spine is rounded to reach the floor, that's how you know you need to use a prop so that you bring the ground closer to you. So you can find that open space in the spine. Good, let's take our hand in front of our face, one hand, we'll switch sides, doesn't matter. And then you're gonna pull the other hand in a bow and arrow in a nice easy twist. Open to the sky. Keep your hips even here. So just twisting the torso. We're not letting our hips move at all, keeping that stability in our hips. Twisting on the spine. Exhale, lower that hand, replace it on the floor and pull the other arm up. Twisting again through the spine from the navel, hips stay even. Nice breath here. Good, exhale, lower. Take your hands under your shoulders. Come under your fingertips, open your chest. Good, and then I want you to really ground your feet. Feel the connection of your feet. Take one hand at a time to the hips and hinge as you rise back up. Nice and slowly. Good. Let's heel toe the feet back to center. Good. Coming to the center of your mat. So you might shake it out a little bit. And then let's do our twist today. So I'm going to have us try to do the eagle. That's okay. So we'll start in our mountain pose. You might use a wall if you need it. Have one handy nearby. So feet are nice and even. I'm going to neutralize my pelvis. I'm going to inhale, stretch the arms up, deep breath in. Exhale, come halfway down with your arms. Reach them out, soften your shoulders. And then as you're ready, you're going to swing one arm under the other. So I've got my left arm under first. You can start either side, doesn't matter. So you might hold your shoulders, or you might have your hands back to back, or palm to palm only if you're not bending your wrists. So we're creating a bind at the arms, but we want the energy flowing through the fingers. However you need to do that. So I've got my left under right, so I'm going to sit in my chair, and I want to keep my spine tall. I'm sitting back over my heels. I'm not leaning forward, but I'm sitting nice and tall. Tuck your tailbone a little bit here too. And then from here, since my left is under my right, I'm going to switch the weight to my right leg and cross my left over my right. So whichever arm is under, take that leg on top. So maybe the big toe stays down here for stability, or maybe wrap around. We're creating a little bind. If you've got room, you might lift your elbows up. So maybe the elbows rise up, keeping the torso as tall as you can. Breathe. Creating those binds. Keep the breath moving. Keep your gaze nice and soft. If you fall out, it's all good. Why we practice. So let's slowly unwind and release. Good, shake it out. We'll try the other side. So that's a nice one just for blood flow and reoxygenating the tissue when we kind of cut the circulation off like that. It's a nice way to refresh our tissues. So starting again in mountain pose. Fix your gaze. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Deep breath in, exhale, come halfway down. Remember which arm you had underneath the first time, and then switch it. So I've got right under left now. Find your arm position that works for you. Sink in your chair. Keep the tailbone a little bit tucked. Shift your weight. As you're ready, cross the other leg on top. So whichever arm's under, same leg goes on top. Connect to your breath. Connect to your gaze. Maybe elbows come up. Keep the spine as tall as you can. Keep that bind and pressure and the breath moving. slowly, slowly and gracefully unwind from your eagle or fall out of it, whatever is happening. Good, shrug your shoulders and shake it out. Nice, so let's come down to the floor. We'll do some stuff on the floor here as well to stretch. I want to do a little more for our hamstrings and hips. So we're going to reach the arms out. I'm coming down through a squat, which is optional. You might use a blanket under your heels or a block under your hips. So slowly lower, keep the torso tall as you drop into your squat, if that's comfortable. You can skip it if it doesn't work. And then if you get there, hands come to chest in prayer pose, elbows inside the legs. And then we pull in and press out at the same time with the arms and legs. Connect to your breath here in your squat. Tuck your chin just a little bit to elongate the back of your neck. Good. Good. Let's slowly bring our hands down as we lower our hips to the floor. Good, so we're gonna stretch our legs out in front of us. You might lift the flesh from your sitting bones. You might use your prop if you need it. You're gonna bend one knee into your chest. So I'm starting with my right, you might be on your left if you're mirroring me. I'm gonna press, extend my left leg straight out and then lift up. So you're nice and tall here. And then we're gonna open this bent knee out to the side and place the sole of the foot inside the other leg. Make sure you're grounded on your sit bones and you're nice and centered. Nice and tall through the spine. So if you feel like you can't sit up, use your prop to sit up on. We're gonna inhale, sweep the arms up, deep breath. And then as we exhale, we're gonna slowly reach toward our extended leg. Doesn't matter where you land. And bow over the legs. So maybe the forehead comes toward the knee. And I want you to relax your shoulders. So don't worry about reaching anywhere particular on your leg, like your foot. Just fold here. So the leg can be a little soft. Breathe into that hamstring. Nice and slowly, we're going to walk our hands back as we come up out of that stretch. So we're going to take this extended leg arm, opposite arm behind you, opposite to your extended. So my right arm's coming back, maybe your left. I'm going to take that same arm as the extended leg, reach it open, breathe in. And then exhale, we're going to come up, press that foot, extended leg down, and reach up and over. So like side angle, but on the floor. Stretching through the whole side body here. Nice skeletal support with the grounded arm. Shoulder over wrist. Breathe. Deep breath. Slowly come down as you exhale. Nice and slow. Good. Send that leg out. Ground yourself. And then bend the other leg in. Same thing on the other side. So extend this leg. Squeeze up and in. Open that leg to the side. Check your sitting bones. As you're ready, we'll inhale, sweep it up. Deep breath in and exhale, bow. Fold from your hip. So we want to try not to totally round the back. You can round it, but we want to think about this leg getting a nice stretch. So we really want to hinge from the hip. And then you can round the forehead toward the knee. Connect to your breath here. Nice deep breath in and out. You might see if you can find a little space with the breath. Wherever you need it. Walk your hands back nice and slowly. Sitting up, opposite arm comes behind you, under your shoulder. Same arm as the extended leg, reach out, inhale. Exhale, sweep, press the foot, reach up and over. Nice side stretch. Keep the head supported. Don't drop it. Breath here. Good, and nice and slowly unwind. Come back down. Good, stretch that leg out. Good, walk your hips, lift the flesh from your sitting bones. We're gonna bring the hands next to our hips. So we're sitting up nice and tall. You could use your prop if you need it. Drop your shoulders. Find length, lift through the belly. Flex your feet. Soften your feet. Point your toes. Let's point the toes and flex the feet. Let's do that a couple times. Point and flex and point and flex. Good. Soften, come to neutral with the feet. And then lift up, inhale, sweep the arms back, lift up, breathe in. And then here I want you to really lengthen. So you might flex your feet or keep them soft, but I want you to lengthen the spine. So don't round. Reach until you can't reach anymore with a long back, and then just let the hands fall to the legs. So we're not rounding at all here. Chest is open, you might flex the feet. And then I want you to connect the breath and think of it coming from the base of your spine in a straight line through the crown of your head. The shoulders are back and chest is open. Feet are flexed if that's comfortable, or soft if you're super tight in your hamstrings. We're going to inhale from the base of the spine through the crown of the head, nice and long. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, just relax. Try to soften. Good. You might use a strap here if you have one handy, but you don't need it. Inhale, grow tall through your spine. Exhale, soften. Let's do one more breath here. Nice deep breath, grow long through the spine. And soften as you exhale. Good, maybe one more breath here. And now, if you want to take it into the back a little bit, you're going to drop the chin to the chest, round the head toward the legs. And feel how that changes the stretch. Connect to a breath. Walk your hands back. Inhale. Come back up. Good. Let's take the hands behind us, under your shoulders. So your fingers can point toward your hips or away, whatever feels better for you. Doesn't really matter. We're going to bend the knees. Feet should be hip width apart. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your hips. Come into a reverse tabletop. Keep the head supported. Don't drop it back. Breathe in. And exhale, slowly lower the hips to the floor. Good. We're going to come to the long edge of the mat now. I'm going to send my legs out long, feet are glued to the floor. I'm going to place my hands on my thighs, and I'm going to tuck my chin and roll out slowly. So I want you to think about engaging the core. The slower you go, the harder it is. Keep the feet to the floor if you can. If this doesn't work for you, you can skip it. Slowly come to the floor. Good. We're going to bend our knees to place our feet on the floor. You might just shimmy the hips a little side to side and find a neutral position. Come back to center. So feet are parallel, hip width apart. Good. And make sure your neck is long so your chin isn't lifted. If it is, place a prop under your head so you can elongate the neck. Shoulders are down on the floor. I'm going to cross one ankle on top of the other thigh, and I'm going to flex my foot, my top foot. And then from there, I'm going to draw everything into my chest. You might connect behind the thigh. You might need a strap here or towel. You can use behind the thigh to connect. Relax that bottom leg. Good. And then from here, top foot is flexed. You might cross the elbow into that thigh to deepen your stretch. You might not. It might be strong enough. You could even use your hand pull this in with the other hand and push this out just a little bit. And then I want you to think about gently wagging your tailbone on the floor side to side. So we're not lifting the hips, we're just swishing them side to side. So just to get a little into those different places of our hip, might have some tension. So breathing as you move. Good. And then I want you to also make sure you're not arching the back or tucking too much, but be nice and neutral in your spine and your pelvis. Good. And then nice and slowly, we're going to release down, drop the bottom foot, keep the legs crossed, take your arms out to the side, and then we're going to slowly lower both legs toward the top knee side. And now you might feel that stretch again, deep in the abdomen. And then maybe let's take the opposite arm up, keep the shoulder grounded, and just take a deep breath here. Good, one more breath. Turning that arm, take your legs back up and unwind, uncross. Good, maybe just a little windshield wiper of the legs, side to side. And then come back up with the legs. Hip width apart. Good, and then just to make sure, let's just double check something. So while your knees are bent, feet are on the floor, check in with your back. Like, does it feel arched? Do your hips feel up in the low back or pressed down super hard? So I want you to find that neutral position. So I want you to engage the core. I just learned from another class I took. It was such a great analogy to think of to engage the core muscles. Imagine that under your low back, there's a sponge. And so you want to kind of compress the sponge without forcing it down. You don't want to arch because then you're not engaged here, right? So a little pressure into a sponge. I thought that was so awesome. So thinking of that as we engage in our core a little bit, and then we'll cross the other leg on top. So stretching the other thigh, reach the hand, left hand through the hole to connect behind the bottom thigh. Soften that leg, flex the top foot. Draw everything in. Maybe the elbow presses that top leg away. Make sure your neck and head is relaxed. It will connect to the breath. And then again, you might find a little sway. Think about that sponge. So you're engaged in your core. You might use your hand, your leg, and just shimmy side to side. Keeping a little activation in your core so we're not arching the back. Gently swaying side to side with the tailbone. Just to change where you feel that in the hip. Keep the breath moving nice and deep. Good. And then we'll pause. We're going to lower that bottom foot to the floor. Keep the legs crossed. Again, the arms will come out. And then you're going to drop your legs to the top knee side. Get yourself comfortable. And then opposite arm will stretch up. Soften the shoulder. Keep it on the floor. And breathe deeply into your belly so you feel that stretch here. Good. Another deep breath here. Excellent. Release the top foot. Take your knees back up. You might windshield wiper your knees one more time. Side to side. Good. Bring the knees back in. I mean, the feet back in parallel. Good. And then let's let's engage with that core a little bit again once more. So with the feet on the floor, and the head and shoulders down and relaxed, see where your lower back is. Just notice where it is. It generally will arch away from the floor a little bit. That's normal. And then we want to engage our core a bit, so we're going to press into that sponge without pushing down too hard, but just press into a sponge and feel how that kind of engages those muscles in the belly. And then let's try a little exercise for our core with that new awareness. So think about that sponge, push it down, take your hands on the floor next to your hips for stability, head is down. We're gonna engage that sponge, press into the back gently, and then lift the right leg up without shifting your hips. So it's harder than it seems. So just lift that leg off the floor, bring the knee in, and then send the leg out. So you're really engaging, keep pressing into your sponge, send the leg out long, and then bring it in, and then lower it to the floor. Good, relax, see how that feels. Engage, press into the sponge, hands on the floor. We'll take the other leg up, lift the left leg up. Gently, keep the core engaged but even, so we're not shifting our hips or anything. Lift the leg. Send the leg out long, reach, reach, reach. Feel that engagement. Good, bend the knee in and lower the foot, touch it down. Good, let's try that again, and then we're gonna kind of do a little bicycle with the feet. So nothing too crazy. Hands down on the floor for support. Press into your sponge, engage the core, lift the right leg, send it out. Bring it in. Let's lift the left leg up. So now we've got both legs up. Send the left leg out and bring it in. So again, that core is active, but not super tight. We're relaxed at the same time. And then we'll bicycle. So send one leg out and the other. So nice and easy, nice and slow. It's going to make it a little harder. You don't want to use momentum. Think about your sponge. Keep your head straight, looking up at the ceiling as you bicycle your legs. Keep breathing. Good. Maybe one or two more bicycles. Good. Bring the knees in. Press into your sponge, lower the feet to the floor, and relax. Draw your knees into your chest, squeeze them in, and just make some circles on your back. Reverse your circles. Squeeze the knees in. Let's reach down for our ankles if you can, or you can hold your thighs or your big toes with your peace fingers, whatever works. Happy baby. Bend the knees deeply. Hold the thighs to the floor, press to the ceiling at the same time. You might swish the tailbone side to side again. If you want, while keeping the head and the hips grounded. Shoulders down too. Good. Deep breath in and out. Bring the soles of your feet together. Slowly lower the legs to the floor. Opening into the inner thighs. Connect the feet. You might hold under your thighs for support. Take a breath here. Holding on to the outsides of your legs. Let's lift the knees back up. And then feet come to the floor. You might take your feet a mat width apart and let the knees fall toward the midline. If you have any tension in your back at all. If your back feels pretty good, you might stretch your legs out. You might use a roll under your knees for a more restorative final resting position. Whatever is best for you, whatever's comfortable. Let's reach the arms up overhead and just kind of stretch through both sides. So stretch your right leg and right arm, reach. And the other side, left arm, right, left leg, reach. Good, both sides, reach. And then let the arms come by the side. Bend your knees again if you need. Tuck your shoulders under your chest to open the heart. Gently rock your head side to side. Neutralize your neck and bring your head to center. Take a deep breath in through the mouth. We're going to sigh it out with a lion's breath. Sticking your tongue out, open the mouth and breathe out through the mouth. Letting go of any tension in the body as you let the breath come back to its regular rhythm. Relax your entire body. Eyelids are heavy and soft. Eyebrows are soft. The jaw is relaxed. You're totally letting go. Reach out breath to soften a little deeper into the mat. As you relax your entire body. If you're able to stay here a little bit longer, I encourage you to stay in your final resting position as long as you have time for. Slowly, if you have to move, we'll begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe rock your head side to side. And as you're ready, we'll slowly make our way to the right side of our body in a fetal pose, just to notice any changes between now and the beginning of practice. Maybe recall if you set an intention or dedication for your practice today. And as you're ready, you're going to slowly use your left hand to push yourself back to a comfortable seat. We'll meet in easy pose, using your prop if you need it. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up, deep breath in. Connect your hands at the top as you lower them to your heart. Bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing today. And bow to each other. Namaste.